Okay, hello everyone. Sorry, did I make you jump? Hi guys. My name is Stephen Butler and I'm a children's author, but today I get to take my children's author hat off and I get to put my hosting hat on because I'm your host today and we're going to meet someone very, very special. Who's excited? Oh, you could be louder than that. Who's excited? Yay! Okay, so just a few things. Let's say some hellos first of all, so we can see where you are. So where is Hodgeclough School? That's very silent. We need a cheer, Hodgeclough School. Where's Hodgeclough School? Hey! We've got Hume Grammar Infants. Oh, you're very quiet. Big loud voice for me. Hume Grammar Infants. Oh, there's somewhere up the back, fast asleep. Oasis Limeside. Yay, that's more like it. We have got Parkfield Primary. Yay, we've got St Agnes. Where's St Agnes? Very special St Agnes. Our special guest today went to your primary school. We've got Whitegate End Primary. Yay! And we've got Woodlands Primary. Where are you guys? Hello everyone. Well, very exciting day. Just one little thing I have to ask you. As you can see, we've got cameras everywhere and we're filming the event today. And it's being beamed out not just to you guys here in our audience, but to loads of schools around Manchester. So hello all the schools watching online. And I have to ask you guys, if you don't mind, try and stay on your bottoms. Because if you stand up, all they're going to see on the big camera in the middle is the back of your head, and they're not going to be able to see our special guest. So try and stay on your bottoms if you can. But are you ready to meet our special guest? Yeah! First of all, let's ask you, who here loves books? Yeah! Yay! Who here loves sports? Yeah! Well, we have a sporting legend for you to meet today. Would you like to meet him? Yeah! Can we have a massive cheer for Kevin Sinfield? Here he is. There we go. Hello. Good stuff. So, yes, we're here today to meet Kevin. Here he is. And Kevin is a rugby legend. Who here likes rugby? Yeah. Marvellous. There we go. Whee! Well, we're going to talk all about that today, and then Kevin and his friend Rob wrote 2 brilliant books, and we're going to talk about those first. But just to get us started, let's pretend that none of us know about Kevin's rugby career. So let's start with some questions. Tell us all about your rugby career and what got you into it and how you started.
Well, hello, first of all. It's great to see you all. I've heard as well that my old primary school are represented today, St Agnes. So if you're from St Agnes, can I see you, please? Brilliant, out the back. I'll come say hello properly afterwards. I actually played a little bit of rugby at St Agnes. You guys won't know you had a rugby team a long, long time ago, but you had one for 2 years, all right? I'll tell you all about that afterwards. But it's great to be here and to share some stories with you. As Stephen tells you, I played a little bit of rugby. And I started when I was 7, and I played for a team called Waterhead. Some of you might know that. It's over the other side of Oldham. And I started to play because my older brother started to play. And I can remember the very first day I turned up for training. And my older brother ran off. And I was stood there, 7-year-old, in the rain, because we know it always rains in Oldham, don't we? In the rain, without any friends, and very, very quickly fell in love with rugby because suddenly I had 20 teammates who were all guys from different schools across Oldham. I was put on this big muddy field and we had these big tackle bags that we dived on and tackled and got covered in mud. And I can remember going home that Saturday lunchtime and not getting in trouble for being dirty either. So I fell in love with rugby very, very quickly. I met a load of new friends. I love playing sport, and it was an incredible journey, what happened from being 7 to where I find myself today.
And tell us a bit about that. Where did you progress from starting at school? Who did you play for? Where did you go after that?
Yeah, so I played a little bit at school, as I said, but I played the vast majority of my rugby as a junior was at Waterhead, and I played there until I was 15. And then after I left school, I signed professional for Leeds Rhinos, and I spent my entire professional career there. I played 19 years there. I absolutely loved it. It was my dream job. I played with some of my best friends. We won a lot of trophies. I was in a very, very good team and I was very fortunate because I had all these brilliant players around me. And I was very lucky. I was able to play for England and I was able to captain England. And it was a dream of mine when I was little to try and play for England, and to be able to do it's pretty special. I now coach with the England Rugby Union team, which is a different type of rugby, but it's still rugby. And I've loved everything that rugby has ever given me. And the best thing it's given me has been my friendships. I've met some wonderful teammates who have just been incredible to be around.
And talking of friends and teammates, you wrote your books with a friend and a teammate.
Yes, I did, yeah. My good friend Rob Burrow. You guys won't remember Rob because when he was a player, he was like Superman. He was only about this big. And he played with all these giants who were big, strong and really physical. And Rob was this guy who was so quick, and he'd duck and dive and weave his way through the opposition. And he was brilliant. He'd come up with some really big moments in big games for us, and I loved him as a teammate. And when I was about 20 and Rob was about 18, we moved training grounds. And when we moved to this new training ground in Leeds, we found ourselves by chance sat next to each other every single day. So for the next 15 years, for about 300 days a year, this was Rob and I. And we spent a lot of time together, we played a lot of games together and had some brilliant experiences, good and bad. Unfortunately, Rob got diagnosed with an illness after he'd finished playing, and unfortunately he's not with us anymore. But the last thing we did together was produce Try, which is our children's book, which we are both so proud of. Rob got to see it, and I know that Rob's got a 5-year-old son who loves the book. And it's just been an incredible thing to do together, and to have something that's physical, that marks and represents our friendship as being just a beautiful part of us playing rugby, but also being such close friends.
And so with all of that happening, what led you to come to Try, like to your book? How did that kind of work its way into your life? Yeah,
well, Rob's journey, and the last sort of 4.5, 5 years of his life, and Rob was living with this illness, he wrote an autobiography. And as part of the autobiography, after he'd finished it, I and the team I worked closely with decided to do a bit of running for Rob and for other members and other people who were given the same illness as Rob or had the same illness as Rob. And as part of the fundraising and the support we generated, it was Rob's idea to try and do a children's book, because it had been documented and talked about our friendship, and we felt it was a really nice thing to do, to be able to pass on to guys like yourselves, to try and learn a bit more about what it is, what makes us better friends, and how can we be better friends, and how can we help and care for each other a little bit more. So we decided to do the book. As you will see on the front cover, there's a nice image of Rob and I.
Just over there as well, there's lots of piles of them there.
You see, Rob wasn't this big. So part of Rob agreeing to do this book was that it made him taller, because he wasn't that tall really, he was probably about this high. So, I'm only joking by the way. He was, he always had a big smile on his face, just like the front cover of the book, and we love doing it together.
And so coming round to the book, since we're all looking at it now, and it's just over there and we can see it on the screen, we're looking at the characters. Tell us a bit more about those characters, because they seem to share your names. Yeah,
so although Rob and I didn't go to school together, we spent a lot of time in a dressing room together and within a team, which the team is often like a classroom, because you've got all these different characters and personalities and different position types in a rugby team. But then you have all these different people in a classroom. So in particular, the book is about Rob and I, but we've gone back to school and we try and share some stories around friendship and what heroes mean to us through being back 5, 6, 7 and 8 back at school and trying to understand a little bit more about friendship and how we'll be better friends.
Fantastic. Friends are very important. Who here has a friend with them today?
Yeah.
Who here's got a best friend with them today? Well, that's very important. This is good. But there's one more thing. I think we're going to get to reading the book in a second. But let's talk about the title, because the title's got a double meaning.
It has, yeah. So, does anybody know when you score a goal in rugby, what it's called? You at the back? Yeah, you?
A try.
A try. Brilliant answer. Yes. So when you score in rugby, you score a try. So it made sense to call the book Try, but we want to try and spread the message of how we can try and be better friends too, and try and help each other. And it just became a really, really good title for the book.
Amazing. Well, who wants to hear from the book?
Me.
Who wants to? Let's have a big loud cheer. Who wants to hear from the book? Yay! And I'm sure all of you at the schools watching us on our live feed would like to hear too. So, without further ado, should we do some reading?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Do you want to
Yes, I
grab
will.
yourself a copy?
Looks like I'm reading then.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Try, everybody. Got the images behind them.
Yeah.
So, this is Rob, and this is Kevin. They play games together, laugh together, and go to school together. They have lots of other friends, but Rob always has Kevin, and Kevin always has Rob. One day, Rob and Kevin were in their classroom. "Hello everyone," said their teacher, Miss Phelps. "Today, I'd like you all to think about heroes. Who is your hero?" Everyone started talking at once until Miss Phelps clapped her hands. "You have until after playtime to pick someone, but let's start by talking about what makes someone a hero. Who wants to go first?" Rob kept very still and quiet. He didn't like talking in class. "Heroes catch bad guys," shouted Jace. "And they have big muscles," said Ezra. "You can only be a hero if you save people from fires," Cal called out. "Heroes live in space," said Elsie, "and aren't scared of anything." At playtime, everyone carried on talking about heroes. "I already know who my hero is," said Kevin. "The captain of the Roaring Bears rugby team is a really fast runner, and he has a huge kick, so he's definitely a hero." "Who's your hero, Rob?" Kevin asked. But Rob wasn't sure. Did a hero have to be all the things everyone was talking about? "Maybe talking to other people about their heroes will help you decide," said Kevin. So they headed towards Elsie to ask her who her hero was. But on the way they spotted Cal. He looked really upset. Rob ran over and asked him what was wrong. "I tripped over, but I'm not crying," said Cal. "It would be all right if you were though," said Rob. "Sometimes I cry when I hurt myself. Everyone does." Cal took a deep breath. "My knee really hurts," he said, and a tear slid down his cheek. Rob and Kevin sat with Cal until his knee stopped hurting. Kevin looked over at his friend. Rob was so good at helping people. Once Cal felt better, Rob and Kevin joined the others, who were picking teams for a game. Rob noticed Ezra looking a bit sad. He'd never been picked first. "Rob, it's your turn to be captain today," said Jace. "Great," said Rob. "I pick Ezra as my vice captain." Kevin smiled. He was usually Rob's first pick, but he was glad that Rob had chosen Ezra. Rob always noticed when people needed cheering up. It felt like playtime had only just begun when Miss Phelps blew her whistle, and Rob hadn't had a chance to talk to his friends about all the hero stuff. While everyone was hanging up their coats, Rob worried about not knowing the answer to Miss Phelps' question. "You could just say what everyone else says," suggested Elsie. Rob thought about it. "I don't think I want to do something just because everyone else does it," he said. "That's really brave of you, Rob," said Kevin. "OK, everyone," said Miss Phelps. when they were all back at their tables. Who's ready to tell me about their hero? Rob looked at the ground and hoped he wasn't chosen first. I am, called a voice. It was Kevin. My hero is someone brave, strong and kind. He talks about his feelings, tries to make things better for everyone, and always does what he thinks is right. My hero is Rob. Rob's head shot up. He couldn't believe that Kevin had chosen him instead of the captain of the Roaring Bears. It was then that Rob realised you don't need big muscles to be a hero. You don't need to be the fastest or the tallest or any of those things. Kevin had showed him that. A hero can be someone who helps people try, Rob realised, and keep trying, even when they're scared. So even though he definitely was scared, Rob suddenly knew he wanted to try something right now. He stood up. My hero is Kevin, he said proudly, because heroes help people feel like they can do anything. Great, said Miss Phelps. Then she asked the class, so, do we all have what it takes to be a hero? Yes, they cheered. Yes, we do.
Amazing. Good stuff. Yay. Nice big round of applause.
Thank you.
And I think that's really important. I think that's very important. And this is something we can all think about today, including all of you schools on our live link. Maybe you can have a chat in your classrooms with your teachers whilst we're having a chat here in our film studio today. But let's talk about heroes. Because as we learned from that lovely story about Kevin and Rob, not all heroes are superheroes with capes and laser beams in their eyes and things like this. Some heroes might live on your street, or there might be someone you know. Does anybody here have a hero that they'd like to share? Who's your hero? Big loud voice and I'll repeat it. What's your name?
Harriet.
And what's your name? Ophelia chose her friend Harriet. That's very, very nice. Who else? Has anyone got a hero? What do you think, my friend? Big loud voice. Your friend Archie, that's very nice. It's nice you're picking your friends. This is good. Has anyone got a hero who's not here today? Somebody else who lives nearby or down the road, or someone they know, or someone on the telly that they really like? Who have we got? Yes, just there. Big loud voice. Say that again. Oh, okay, there we are. And what about you, my lovely?
Hattie.
Say that again.
Hattie.
Hattie, who's Hattie?
She's my friend.
Hattie is your friend from home. Well, let's have a talk about heroes in day-to-day life. People that we think might be heroes. Like, I could suggest someone. Do you know who I think might be a hero? I think your teachers might be heroes. Because they help you out, and they guide you, and they teach you, and they make your brain swell with lots of knowledge. So there's a start. Who else can tell me who they think might be a hero? Big loud voice, and I'll repeat it so that everyone out on our live feed can hear it as well. Let's have just here in the middle there. Who do you think might be a hero? Say that again. Our parents. That's a really good one. I think our parents could be heroes. Good stuff. Let's have someone up at the back. Over there in the middle with your hand up.
My dad.
Your dad, yes. Your dad, is he your hero? That's nice. I'm sure he's very proud. Good stuff. Let's have just there. Hi, buddy.
My cousin.
Your cousin is your hero. That's nice. Good stuff. What about people maybe not people that are in our family? What about people that we might bump into in the street, or we might see in Manchester or in the city? What do we think? Just there in the middle. Your neighbour. Oh, maybe your neighbour is a hero. That's a really good one. Anyone else? What do you reckon?
My friend that lives 3 houses away from my road.
Oh, good stuff. Well, let's have a think about some professions that might be heroes. I think maybe doctors and nurses are heroes because they help us out. What else could we think of? Who else might be a hero? Over there. Hello, buddy. Say that a big loud voice.
Police officer.
Police officers, definitely. Making sure the streets are safe. Good stuff. What else? Anyone else got another idea? Let's go over there. Yes, little girl just there. Firefighters, very important. Definitely heroes. Little boy over there with the yellow t-shirt on. That's just you. You're turning around. Batman! We knew there'd be one. There we are. Batman. And just there. Yes, lovely. Just there. Yep. Say that again. I think
Sonic.
Sonic. Oh. Did you want to say what you were going to say? Do you want to say that in a big loud voice? Your brothers and sisters, definitely. But what we're going to do is we are going to say, let's just check timings. We are good. We are going to, here we are. We are going to get round to asking some questions. And obviously you guys all live in Oldham. Do you guys, who here lives in Oldham? Good stuff, lots of you. Does it make you feel excited to know that a hero like Kevin can come from Oldham? And they went to your primary school over there at St Agnes. Good stuff. This is very exciting. So heroes can come from just round the corner. They don't all live in space or fly around with capes, fighting monsters. Sometimes heroes can be someone down the road. So let's have a little, we're going to do some questions. And I've got a mixture of, we'll have some questions from the room, pardon me, and we've got some questions from our live feed, and I've got them written down here from all you people at home. So, who is first? We've got somebody first in here. Where am I looking? Is it this little girl in the front? Hello there. We've got a microphone for you as well so that you can be heard by everyone watching.
How long did it take to write this book?
How long did it take you to write your book? Good question.
Yeah, well, actually writing it took a number of weeks. Rob and I had a bit of fun alongside trying to put it together. But in total, from the initial idea to seeing it today like this, probably about 6 months. Because we work with a brilliant publishing company in Macmillan, and we also work with Ben and Emma. And Ben did all these wonderful drawings that made Rob look a bit taller than what he is, and it made my nose nice and straight. So, yeah, we really enjoyed doing it together.
Let's have another question from the room, and then I'll open it up to the people back at school. Hello. Hi there.
Was you sad when Rob died?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's a lovely question. Yeah, I was, yeah. And we all have special people in our lives, don't we? And you've talked and answered Stephen's questions today about who your heroes are. Well, Rob was one of my best friends, but he was also a hero and a big inspiration of mine. So yeah, I was sad. I was sad when we lost him, just like we all would be when we lose special people. So, but there's one thing for sure: he taught me to be a better friend, and I think about him a lot, and I'll continue to try and help people who have got the same illness that Rob has had, and try and support them, and do everything I can to try and find a cure.
Good stuff. There we go. Let's open this up. So I've got a question here from somebody at Whitegate End Primary School. Are you guys here? You guys are here, aren't you? Put your hands up if you're at Whitegate End. Hi, you're right down to the front. Okay, this question is, have you ever been hurt during rugby?
Yes.
That's quite a good question.
Yeah.
Dramatic question.
Yeah, who asked that question? Where did it come from? Right, brilliant question. Can you tell I broke my nose? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a lot, a little bit. No, well, I did. I broke my nose a number of times. The thing is, when you play sport, you sometimes get hurt, don't you? Especially if you're in a team sport that's physical, and you get bumps and bruises all the time. But yeah, I've had a number of different injuries. I dislocated both my thumbs, not at the same time, at different times. But I would have to say, I think I was pretty lucky because I came through, apart from having my face smashed in a few times, I was pretty lucky because everything still works like it should. Now, what you find with rugby players are they normally have bad knees or bad shoulders or bad hips or bad ankles. Thankfully, although I've got some bits that don't work like they should because I'm getting older, it's less so because of the rugby. So a bit like every job out there is an unintended consequence of doing that job. So if you're a firefighter, there's a good chance you'll fall down a ladder or you'll get burnt at some point. If you sat in front of a laptop all day, there's a good chance you'll have a bad back and bad eyes. And just the same, if you play rugby, there's a chance that part of your body might not work like it should do. So, but I got off pretty lightly, I think.
Good stuff. Let's have another question from the room. Put your hands up if you've got a question and we'll bring the mic to you. Here we are. Hello, my friend. What's your question?
When did you and Rob become friends?
When did you and Rob become friends?
Well, I first met Rob when I was 14 and he was 12. Rob's from Castleford. So for anybody who knows, that's over in Yorkshire. It's about an hour away from here. And I wouldn't say we became friends at that moment. We just met. Do you know, sometimes you meet somebody new and you're trying to work each other out and you're both a bit quiet because you're young and you're shy and you're in an environment where it's better to just keep your head down and be quiet. So over the next few years, we became more and more friendly. And like I said before, when we moved training grounds, I suddenly ended up sat next to Rob every single day. So our friendship blossomed then.
Lovely stuff. I have got a question here from some of the children at Hodge Clough Primary. Where are you again? Remind me where you are, guys. Hello. Okay, so this is a two-parter. Firstly, it says, how many challenges did you do to raise money when you were doing your charity challenges? How many did you do?
I've done 4 challenges so far, running challenges. In total, for Rob and for M&D, I think I've done about 48 marathons, or
Wowzers.
I've run 48, or run that distance or more 48 times.
And then the second part of the question is, did you ever feel like giving up during a challenge?
Yes, of course I do. Because we're just like everybody else. Sometimes when you're in a dark spot and you're really tired, or something doesn't go your way, or you get hurt, or you just don't feel great about something, there's something in your mind that tells you, shall we just leave it today? Shall we not bother going for a run? Shall I avoid having that difficult conversation with a friend? All these things we all feel, but if you know why you're doing it and you're passionate about what you're doing, then you might feel like you want to, but you also feel an incredible drive and passion to get it done and do your absolute best. And sometimes, although it might seem a little bit easier to shy away from some of those tougher things, in the long run, it's always best to keep going and always do your best.
Good stuff. Let's do another. We've got time for about 3 more questions. So let's do a question from the room. So put your hands up if you've got a question and we'll bring the mic to you. Hello, bud.
I do some football.
Say that again.
He does some football sometimes.
Oh, he does some football sometimes. Good to know. Good to know he does some football. Put your hands up if you've got a question. There we are. Hi.
Was you happy when you wrote your book?
Were you happy when you wrote the book?
Yes, I was even happier when it first arrived in the post. So this came in like a little cardboard box, and you know sometimes you get a parcel and you're not quite sure what it is. And I opened this up and I saw the colour and I knew straight away. And I opened it up and I read it. I'd already read it a number of times, but not seen it physically. And I read it for the first time and I was so happy with what we'd done. And Rob's got a little 5-year-old boy called Jackson, and Jackson absolutely loves this story. My boys are a little bit too old for me to read this to them now at bedtime because they're 19 and 16. But if my boys were still 5, 6, 7, then I'd be more than happy reading on this.
Good stuff. And I've got a question here from someone from St Agnes. Well, hey, your own primary school. And it says, what was your favourite thing about writing the book? So there's kind of a tie-in with what we just talked about. So we know it made you happy. What was your favourite thing about doing the writing?
I suppose being able to tell the story that heroes are in our life every day and they do things that we take for granted, and we look after it, they look after each other and they care for each other. And sometimes we think the heroes are the guys on a rugby field, or guys who are pop stars, or guys who are incredibly talented at acting. But actually, I think what you find as you get older in particular are the heroes in your life are people that live next door.
Good stuff. Let's do one more question from the room. Hands up if you've got a question. Here we go. Mike is coming to you. Hi, buddy.
My granddad plays for Waterhead.
Your granddad plays for who?
Water.
Waterhead. Good stuff. That's exciting.
That's my old team.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's a good team. It's a good team. Say hello to your granddad.
That's so nice. Do you want to do one more? Anyone got a question? Let's do one more and then, yeah, go on then. Hello, my friend, we're coming to you. There we are.
My mum keeps care of me all the time.
What was that?
Say it again.
My mum keeps care of me all the time.
Your mum
Yeah,
keeps
telling you all the time.
telling you all the time. Okay. Well, let's do. Anyone got a question? Anyone with something that requires an answer? Here we go. Hello. Hello, my friend.
What's the hardest part of playing rugby?
What's the hardest part of playing rugby? That's a great question.
The hardest part of playing rugby is having to stop because you're too old.
Wowzers. Yeah.
Actually, playing rugby is good fun.
Good stuff. And lastly, I'm going to just go. It's not a question; it's a statement. But it's from Hodgeclough. Where is Hodgeclough again? There you are, guys. And the children of Hodgeclough want you to know. It says, "Did you know that one of our house names at Hodgeclough in Sinfield is Sinfield? Our children voted for you because you are so inspirational." How nice is that?
Yeah, that's lovely. I did know. So I tell you how I did know? Because Stephen told me about an hour ago. So it is brilliant. So thank you very much.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of it. We've covered 40 minutes. That flew by. You guys were an amazing audience. Thank you so much for coming. And also thank you so much to all you schools around Manchester who are watching on the live feed today. It's been really fun knowing that you guys were there. Hopefully this has generated lots of conversation in your classrooms. But all of you out there on the live feed, I want you to scream so loudly that we can hear you from all the way over here. And all of you guys in the room, let's give Kevin a massive round of applause. Thank you. Lovely stuff, and I think that's probably where we're going to end the feed, so we'll let these guys give us a thumbs up.